So, this video is going to be a little bit different. Because I had originally not planned this because I had not known this at the time I did my research, which apparently wasn't in-depth enough. Because I honestly thought that was the last of the Colosseums I needed to do. However, as I had shown in the previous episode with the Sand Colosseum, that there is special trials in every single Colosseum. The first one we have here is going to be the Forest one. This is because, well, you're likely playing as 9S still. Either way, the best machine to have at this for this challenge is going to be the Reverse Goliath. So what you're going to need to do is likely you're going to have to go out and find a Reverse Goliath somewhere within the world and remote control it. That's how you can get access to it in this Colosseum. So it might be helpful, and I think I had mentioned this, that it's again pretty helpful, well, right now, to go on and remote control whatever machine you can at that time. Because, well, this is why. As you can see, it's just obliterating the waves of enemies here. Here I'm going to run away though, just to reposition myself, because you can and can't do much of these guys since they're so small. So, if you need to, don't be afraid to just make a run for it sometimes. Best part is that the Reverse Goliath is pretty fast, so there shouldn't be any trouble really escaping any of these guys. Hell, even the tank got one shot. Damn. So if you, I think it might. Well, I mean, I've also seen it done with, say, like long range, the spider units at long range, because it has those insane amount of projectiles. These shield guys aren't that bad. What you do want to what you do want to do is lock on and just spam your attack, because they likely won't attack and just start rubbing against you. So you can do some excess damage just over the top of his head. So it's not that bad. And I will also note that this is on my 100% save file, because obviously I'm not doing this twice. So anyway, here, Masamune is going to be our super boss here, but we absolutely destroy him, so he doesn't really get a chance. He can be pretty dangerous because that guy nearly, like, took about a quarter of my health bar. Anyway, there is no compassion or sympathy in combat. The time you took to complete this battle is 2 minutes 41. Keep training every day, I'm sure you'll do better. That's all it really does. I kind of skipped through. Either way, it's just a reward. You can get Masamune's mask, which is pretty cool. So I can go through and find it. There you go. Either way, kind of hard to see, but that's a mask, alright. So next up we have the Sand Colosseum as A2. The reason why we're doing this as A2 is, well, you're sure as hell not going to be able to do this as 9S. I mean, maybe you can, I just can't. Either way, the main goal here is to complete this challenge. You need to destroy 150 enemies within 5 minutes. It sounds doable because you're doing it as A2, right? Also, hey, it looks like it spawns in plenty of hordes. No, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. So generally the setup you want to have here with A2 is just any setup that takes advantage of her her B mode as much as possible, as well as having a level 4 Demon's Cry. Because at level 4, Demon's Cry gets a special ability that does AoE damage. Also, it would probably help to have level 3 pods as well, because as you can see, level 3 Pod B lets this basically it's a shotgun. That's the word I was looking for. It's like a shotgun kind of shot, where you get multiple shots that spray out and ricochet all over the place. And once again, Pod B helps because if you look at the ground and point it up at the flyers that bring in the enemies, you can just kill them outright and it'll make them drop a whole lot faster. This allows you to stay in B mode a lot more easier, and just helps speed things up because we only have 5 minutes here, and I realized like my chip setup isn't exactly where it probably should have been. I grinded a little bit more for the Gamblers Coliseum after this because that's an entire separate discussion that we'll do in a few minutes. But to say the least, my setup was suboptimal and I'm barely going to scrape by. But I can still do it at a suboptimal setup. It just takes some luck, I guess. That and if I can learn how to walk on properly, but you know, semantics, right? Oh, and there, I think I can go ahead and go on a tangent about this, but pod jump becomes the worst thing imaginable during the Gamblers Coliseum. And even this Coliseum to some extent. Gamblers Coliseum, you'll see why in a minute, I'll get to that. But here it completely slows you down from your attacks. It takes like 2-3 seconds of your time, spin you around, throw you at the enemy, and chances are you're gonna get hit by that enemy if they're because they're likely in mid-attack animation. So it just becomes, oh, well, I got hit. Oh, I'm possibly knocked out of B mode. There's that chance, don't forget. Which slows me down entirely as well. And, yeah, you know, it can be very detrimental. Then here, you can't actually fire up at any of the flyer machines. So you're just gonna have to wait for them to drop more times than not. I'm assuming you can't lock on here because, well, I'm not. But then again, we kind of know how I am with locking on. But either way, the majority... I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's probably best to... another thing I forgot to mention on A2 setup. Possibly, it's probably a good thing to also have taunt chips on her, just so you can multiply the attack. And then what you want to do, probably, is modify your controller setup to have your flashlight button on your trigger. I put mine on left trigger because, you know, right bumper is going, or not trigger, left bumper, because I have right bumper that's pod fire. But after just spamming that for a little bit, groups of enemies will get enraged, and you may have saw the steam fly off of the head. You may be seeing the steam fly off the heads, but overall damage is increased. I don't think your stun is. Hey, idiot, take out the leg Goliaths first. Yeah, or else that's gonna happen. And apparently what else I've learned is that even going near a dead corpse of a leg Goliath when they still have electrical shields can still hurt you, so take out leg Goliaths first no matter what. Either way, I don't know how I did it. I don't know if it was the tank machine that did it, but we managed to barely scrape by on that. That was like actually last minute if you saw that. Either way, here we get Proof of Oath, which is another mask, I believe. Yep, Restraint of Heroes. Looking forward to see you again, Your Majesty. But that I should be showing it off at some point. So, that's going to be our second Coliseum finally down. And now we're moving on to the worst one. Yeah, so funny story here. I forgot that my OBS settings were set on, 10 FPS, so that's why this looks like crap. Also, this was done on easy mode, but just as proof, this is proof that I did do it legit. I did not use debug mode or anything. But either way, that's my original run for the final boss here. Now then, for the actual run I'm going to be showing, because it's actually presentable, this is the Flooded this is the Flooded Cities Coliseum. The worst thing I've ever experienced. Oh, I still love the game though, by the way. So using this chip setup, using a modified chip setup yet again, after, it didn't take that long. It was probably like an hour and a half of grinding for some diamond chips. It's definitely suboptimal. It's also to note that my original run that I showed at the beginning in 10 FPS was done on easy mode. So was this run as well. But the run I will show of Adam and Eve in 60 FPS was done with debug mode on, however. So keep that in mind. I didn't go through it again. So if something looks off, that's why. But either way, the main star of the show for this Coliseum is 100% going to be the Iron Pipe. Yes, that Iron Pipe. You know, the joke weapon. The reason is because at level 4, the Iron Pipe gets an insane stun ratio that helps so ungodly much. Another thing I also use here is I put prod program to my down D-pad and put physical barrier. This is because these guys absolutely suck. This is the bane of literally everyone's existence that has ever tried this challenge, and it's unnecessarily hard. I make it look easy there, but it is not. Do not be fooled. I don't know how many runs. I can't count. With the amount of hands I have in my basement and cellar combined, I don't have enough hands to count how many times I've lost a run to those bastards. Being 100% honest. Either way, failed there. What you want to do to keep B mode in that situation is to actually attack the farthest exploder, because it's still possible to kill them. Just don't hit their bomb unit and they won't explode, and you'll be able to get the HP back easier. Either way, here I'm just kind of playing ring around the rosy with these guys, hoping not to get hit by stray bullets, because I should also note that everything in this Coliseum is level 120, I believe. It's above level 100. I remember that much. Literally everything in the Coliseum. The reason why you're not seeing it is because I had to take off some of the system chips to make room for some of my actual chip setups. There I got kinda screwed because A2's it's a weird animation she does whenever you throw your weapon and then dash afterwards. It completely stops you as well, and it's just as bad as pod jump, as I call it. But either way, from there you want to go ahead and run behind Simone. If you can, try to activate Overclock from her attack, because she'll always do a physical attack usually. But after that, just immediately go back to attacking Simone. Ignore the Goliath for now if you can, and if you can't kill Simone fast enough, just hope for the best, more or less. But anyway, you can deal with the Goliath afterwards. The best thing you can do with the Goliath, if you kill Simone fast enough, which usually I did on my following runs, is to run behind the Goliath, and it'll actually stun easier if you keep on attacking it from behind. Next up is basically is an easy wave, more or less. It'll start off with 2 kamikaze units that you should probably take care of first things first, and then you can move on to the stubbies. There, I don't know how I survived that explosion without getting hit. But, you know, we take those. We take those. I'm trying to think of what else there was, but really... it's really... there's not really a whole lot I can comment on other than complaining about the worst things ever. Also, don't be surprised, because there's going to be 2 more kamikaze units that are going to fly down. The other one's going to be behind me at the moment, but I ignore its existence. In fact, I think it might have exploded. Yeah, it ran up on me and exploded. That's why I got knocked out of B mode, I think. Also, I'm pretty sure you can pick up on this, but as you can see, when I destroy an enemy, I get my full health bar back thanks to good enough offensive heals. So that's extremely useful in pinch situations. For example, the all wave of kamikazes earlier on. But yeah, either way, here I recommend killing 2 of the spider units first, and then aiming to get the electric legs dead. Here I just outright kill the Goliath first things first because, you know, I felt like being different that day. Also, this was a way earlier run. I did this back in March. My final run was in, what, June, I think? So, to say the least, I've been at it for quite a while. This can suck because not only do the quadpeds rush you, so do the drills, and they can catch you off guard sometimes. I think I've only actually died to this section once, and that was due to a stray drill. But other than that, that's fine. And if you want to get kind of ballsy, there is another thing you can try and do, and that's purposely get knocked out of B mode. If you can somehow survive with sheer luck, you can enter back into B mode pretty instantly. You'll be able to perform a huge shockwave attack that'll basically deal buku damage for everyone around. Anyway, here I recommend going after, I'm just going to call him Roshi, because he has like 17 different names, immediately, because more times than not, he'll actually get stunned if you just spam the iron type. So either way, he'll fall down and you can kill him easy like that. He's not really that big of a problem, but if he does like go for a starting attack, then, well, be wary of that and activate overclock when you can, because that's the easiest way to take care of everyone, really. Also, another thing I kind of recommend is when you use Pod B, as I talked about, you have the shotgun shot when you let go of the fire button after a certain amount of time. Do that repeatedly, actually, because it can really help in terms of damage. I don't know what possessed me to do that. But either way, again, rule of thumb, always take out the leg units first, but I'm going to get stupid lucky here and keep overclock. Just kidding, the electro leg from post-death kicks in. Luckily, this guy's in his slow firing animation, so it's not that big of a problem. If I wanted to, I could walk on over and use Berserk Buster, Berserk Explosion, whatever you want to call it, I guess, to deal some nice damage. Either way, over here is going to be our final wave, and then after that I'm going to lose, because, you know, of course I would. And I got damn close on this attempt too, so it really is a shame. But either way, moving on to the officially final attempt. We're just clearing up that last wave again, really. Also, I think I should note that my original recording of when I beat Adam and Eve on even easy mode, I stood there for a good 5 minutes just basking in glory. So, I don't know, I kind of found that funny looking back now. Either way, here is kind of a strategy, I guess, that most people probably wouldn't recommend. Is that it's really easy to activate overclock if you continually use your pod fire while they're on their projectile shield, and then finish off that shield, finish off their shield with a melee attack, because and then spam your dodge button. Because as you can see there, it pretty easily activates overclock. And then here I most likely got very lucky with their physical attacks, because I've been so trained just on dodging. But I'm actually only gonna get hit like once here. In fact, I think I already did. It was a while back. But either way, that was on normal mode, but I was also using debugs, so just so I can get this footage in 60 FPS. It can be done a lot faster and a lot better, but that's how I did it. That's how I've done it. Either way, we're switching back to my first recording here to see the reward that you get when you complete this. Make absolutely sure to read the instructions before using it. You get the forbidden fruit for clearing out this challenge. What this does is it decreases your level by 1 every time. So if you want to do some like weird New Game Plus stuff, you can do that if you're really into that. Even though we cleared what is deemed the hardest trial in the game, we still have one more thing we need to do. Remember this girl? Well, if I can stop spazzing out. Hello, can I help you? I want to fight you-know-who. I'm sorry, but I cannot let anyone pass without an appointment. Same thing as what you said last time. Yes, is there anything you require? I'm sorry, I'm not authorized to make that decision. Okay, I'm going to ask again, because I'm nice. Is there something I can help you with? Alright, if you insist, but I have to warn you. What you're about to see may end up destroying your sense of immersion. Are you okay with that? Immersion. Are you really super duper sure you want to do this? This is your last chance to back out. Immersion. Very well, follow me. Follow me.
さすがです。よくここまでたどり着きました。
Which one of you bastards put this in? I wanna hug you.
スクエア・エニックス代表取締役社長松田洋介です。私とお手合わせ願いましょう。社長ですか。
Compared to what we have just fought, this guy is a pushover, but you can fight the CEO!
僕も混ぜてもらっていいですか？
I never get tired of it.
プラチナゲームズ代表取締役社長佐藤健一です。
Beating the hell out of these guys is so damn satisfying after all of the pain and suffering you put me through in that last trial.
私たち代表取締役から最後
And I actually thought this was going to be a serious battle, but no, it's basically amounts to a bullet hell. Just keep on dodging, you'll be fine. It's probably a lot harder when you're not level 99 and kitted out with, not really min-max, but close enough to it, I guess. Either way, we killed the CEOs. We are the new god of this world. Thank you very much for dropping by today. It has been greatly entertaining to watch you fight at peak performance. Here's a little gift for your token of our appreciation. Cyto Mask, CEO Bullets, Masuda Mask, and Record CEO. See you later! I'm sure you can tell what the two masks are. It's just their giant heads on whoever you want it to be. This game is just absolutely goofy, 100%. Either way, here it unlocks extra background music for the jukebox. And we've actually gotten plenty of those throughout the game, as well as even from the Play-Doh DLC, which just unlocks that ending credits song that we got last time. But all things considered, I'm just going to go back to superior A2 look, which you get by beating the game, by the way. and we're gonna head over to the Resistance camp to check out the music discs. So what we're gonna do is head on over to the jukebox, and by now I've also bought and gotten all of the other jukebox, whatever you would need, all of the soundtrack it is. But either way, Birth of a Wish CEO edition. It's just the song we heard in the background while fighting these guys. So in case you're curious, I basically go through the whole thing of it. And I don't think there's actually a version on YouTube with the CEOs or not. Then again, I also didn't know this existed until see, I found out about the Colosseums, the secret mission in January. I found out about the CEO fight in probably March. So overall, I think that's where I'm just gonna leave this for now.
Square Enix